One of the most encouraging discoveries in modern nutrition is that some of the healthiest transformations in food happen after cooking is finished, not during it. Resistant starch is a perfect example. When foods like rice and pasta are cooked, cooled, and then eaten cold or gently reheated, part of their starch changes structure in a way that profoundly improves gut health and moderates blood sugar response. This means that familiar, affordable foods often labeled as empty carbs can quietly become metabolic allies through nothing more than time and temperature. When rice or pasta is freshly cooked, heat and moisture cause starch granules to gelatinize. This makes the starch easy for digestive enzymes to access, which translates into quicker glucose release. As the food cools, however, some of this gelatinized starch reorganizes into a more crystalline form, known as resistant starch. This form resists digestion in the small intestine and travels intact to the colon, where it becomes fuel for beneficial gut bacteria. The process is called retrogradation, and it is not a marginal effect. Studies show that cooling cooked starches can increase resistant starch content by 2 to 3-fold, with meaningful reductions in glycemic load as a result. From a gut health perspective, resistant starch functions much like dietary fiber, even though it begins as starch. Once it reaches the colon, gut microbes ferment it into short-chain fatty acids, particularly butyrate. Butyrate supports the integrity of the gut lining, reduces inflammation, improves insulin sensitivity, and may even play a role in appetite regulation. This is why meals rich in resistant starch often lead to longer-lasting fullness and more stable energy. Rather than feeding blood sugar spikes, cooled starch feeds the microbiome, which in turn supports whole-body metabolic health. Blood sugar response changes in parallel. Cooled rice or pasta typically produces a slower rise in glucose and a lower peak compared with the same food eaten immediately after cooking. Importantly, this benefit is largely retained even after reheating. Gentle reheating does not fully reverse resistant starch formation, meaning leftovers can be metabolically gentler than freshly prepared meals. This challenges the idea that fresh is always better and reframes leftovers as a nutritional upgrade rather than a compromise. Reheating strategy matters. Gentle methods such as steaming, sautéing briefly with vegetables, or microwaving with added moisture preserve resistant starch better than prolonged high-heat cooking. Overboiling reheated pasta or rice can undo some of the structural changes by regelatinizing starch excessively. The goal is to warm the food through, not recook it. Adding fats like olive oil during reheating further slows digestion and improves satiety, while acids such as lemon juice or vinegar enhance glycemic control even more. Cooled starches also shine in simple, practical recipes that require little effort and reward preparation ahead of time. Rice salads are a natural fit. Cooked rice cooled overnight becomes the base for dishes mixed with beans, vegetables, herbs, olive oil, and acidic dressings. These combinations amplify benefits by pairing resistant starch with protein, fiber, and healthy fats, creating meals that are filling without being heavy. Similarly, pasta salads made with cooled pasta, vegetables, legumes, and vinaigrettes consistently produce steadier post-meal energy than hot pasta dishes dominated by refined starch and minimal fiber. Even small changes matter. Cooking rice or pasta in advance for 1 or 2 meals per week can improve overall glycemic balance without changing total carbohydrate intake. This is especially helpful for people managing insulin resistance, prediabetes, or energy crashes after meals. Athletes also benefit, as resistant starch provides steady fuel while supporting gut health, which is increasingly recognized as a factor in performance and recovery. Older adults may find cooled and reheated starches easier to tolerate, as they combine softness with gentler digestion and improved satiety. The expected benefits extend beyond blood sugar and digestion. Improved gut fermentation supports mineral absorption, immune signaling, and inflammation control. Many people report less bloating, fewer cravings, and more consistent appetite regulation when resistant starch becomes a regular part of the diet. These effects accumulate over time, reinforcing the idea that metabolic health is shaped by patterns, not isolated meals. What makes resistant starch especially powerful is its accessibility. No specialty ingredients are required. No supplements are needed. The transformation happens automatically when cooked starches are cooled, a process that already fits naturally into modern life through leftovers and meal prep. Rather than warning people away from rice and pasta, this perspective shows how simple handling can reshape their impact entirely. In the end, cooling and reheating rice and pasta reveal a broader lesson about nutrition. Health is not only about what we eat, but how food is prepared, stored, and reused. By embracing resistant starch, everyday meals become quieter, steadier sources of energy that nourish both the gut and the metabolism. Familiar foods do not need to be eliminated to support health. Sometimes they only need time to cool.